You're listening to KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine.
The opinions and views expressed in this program do not reflect those of KUCI, its management, or the UC Board of Regents. To find out more about this talk show or other talk shows broadcasting on KUCI, log on to our website at kuci.org or check out the latest program guide.
This is Ashton Marcus, and I'm on location at the Los Angeles City College's Camino Theater for the world premiere of Levi, a new musical. Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine, and I'm here with...
I'm Mark Ginsberg. I'm originally from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I've been out in LA for about 7 years. Done a lot of musical theater and regular theater around here, and I'm happy to be around.
And which character did you play?
Levi Strauss. Mr. Strauss was an adventurous man, a very determined man, and a very philanthropic and caring individual. But he grabbed his opportunity with both hands, and more than that, after he was long gone, he paid it back to those who helped him get where he was.
You played him actually very witty also, and very urbane.
Yeah. I honestly can't tell you by fact that that's how he actually was, but we prefer to think that he was, so it's a lot of fun that way.
If my viewers decide to come by and see this piece, what should they expect to see?
Definitely expect to laugh, which is great, but expect to learn a little something about Levi Strauss, but more than anything else, expect to be affected and expect to be inspired, because if there's a lesson to be taken away from all this, is that everybody is looking for the gold at the end of the rainbow and fame and fortune, but more than that, it's the opportunity to make of your life what you want it to be, which is so important these days.
Your performance was fantastic.
Thank you.
I've heard you before singing, and you had a beautiful golden voice.
Thank you.
These pieces actually reflected it very well. In your operatic tone, I could hear it in the overtones of when you hit your high notes and you held your long notes.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I mean, when you have the Sherman Brothers writing music, it's easy and it's fun to sing. It just kind of gets into your body. It's not a challenge to learn it.
Once again, got to compliment you on your comic timing, because like everyone says, dying is easy, comedy is hard.
Yeah.
So also have to compliment the story. This story actually talked a lot about racism, which is very relevant to today's times.
It certainly is, and to the best of my knowledge, a good chunk of it is absolutely true. He was a big advocate for Chinese Americans who were over here, and didn't have an enemy in the world. And on top of that, he gave a lot of money also to orphan asylums and to his nieces and nephews after he passed, and countless, I think 28 scholarships that are still effective today at Berkeley. So he's a man who loved everybody and didn't see skin color, didn't see anything except human beings. Yeah.
Fantastic performance, original piece. So again, anyone wants to see this, you're the one who did it first.
Yeah. It's so true. Once they when they eventually replace me with Hugh Jackman, when it goes to Broadway, we'll remember that I did it before him.
Well, I'm not going to forget this, and you did fantastic. Hugh Jackman would have to do quite a performance to top you, actually.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you once again for being on the show.
My pleasure. Thank you so much.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm at KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine, and I'm here with
Janelle Webb.
And what did you see?
Levi.
What are your thoughts on it?
Oh, well, they could take this right to Broadway. This whole cast, everything, the direction, it was wonderful. Really wonderful. Thank you.
I thought it was fantastic also.
Yes. And it's everything I envisioned. You know, I couldn't have wished for better.
So what made you decide to actually come up with this piece?
That's hard to say. I remember I was out at I lived in New York City, but I was out at Malibu at the time, and I don't remember exactly what happened, but all of a sudden, it came to me, Levi, and I actually went up and met the houses up in San Francisco, did a little research, went back to New York, went to the Jewish Museum, and researched that whole period period, that whole era. And then with Larry, thank God, Larry Cohen, and here it is.
It was not only a wonderful piece about success, but also it dealt with racism too, which is very reflective of this time.
Yes, it did. And I want to say one other thing. I remember picking up the phone after Larry and I got through this, picking up the phone and calling Richard Sherman and saying, "You've got to see this. You've got to see the script." And I sent it over to him. He loved it so much. He picked up the phone, called his brother, and read it, the whole thing to him over the phone. But what's so moving, not only a story of opportunity, not only a story of someone succeeding, but it's a story of what's available. And also a part of this story was about prejudice that exists in the United States. And we're looking at that today. We're experiencing some of the same stuff right now. And I can only hope we're able to overcome it.
Well, I thought it was a beautiful piece, fantastic, wonderful masterpiece. Yeah. Thank you very much for being on the show.
Oh, thank you.
Levi, a new musical, will be playing at the Los Angeles City College's Camino Theater from November 16th to December 2nd. For more information, go to www.theateracademy.lacitycollege.edu. This is Ashton Marcus, and I'm on location at Theater 40 for their presentation of Sherlock Holmes and the Case of the Jersey Lily. Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI, 88.9 FM in Irvine, and I'm here with...
I'm Martin Thompson. I'm playing Sherlock Holmes right now in the case of Sherlock Holmes and the Jersey Lily. I love Sherlock. I've played him many, many times. In fact, I'm an official Sherlock Holmes actor according to the Diogenes Club in Britain, which is the International Sherlock Holmes Society. I love him. Every time I play him, I find something else, something new. His thought process and how he puts things together, which is what's so entertaining for an audience too. But it's also entertaining for the actor playing him because you've got to have those thoughts while you're playing him. And so it's fun to find what he's thinking, how he's putting two and two together to get six, and take it from there. So I love playing it.
Not only did I see that, the classical Sherlock Holmes, but I also enjoyed the fact that you can act. He was a master of disguise. I love the characters you brought out. I also enjoyed the theatrical theme behind this piece, where you basically broke into verse with say, and into prose. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Katie has written a very poetic and very theatrical version of Sherlock Holmes. It's based a lot on one of the first stories, Scandal in Bohemia, but she's added bits and pieces. Of course, she's also brought in Oscar Wilde, so we have his contribution to the script as well. But yeah, it does get very poetic and very, there is a sort of a love story there, very much like Scandal in Bohemia.
Yeah, usually of the characters I enjoy, usually I like villains, anti-heroes, because there's more, as Sherlock Holmes, you can't do it. He has got to be a nice guy. But this particular case, because you had to act, you had to perform as another character, because you had a lot of conflict in there. I really enjoyed the performance tonight.
Oh, well, thank you. Yeah, it's a lot of fun, especially fun playing Mrs. Paget. I love that.
Okay, once again, I really love the performance. Thank you very much for being on the show.
Thanks so much.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm at KUCI, 88.9 FM in Irvine, and I'm here with...
Hi, Melissa Collins. I'm an actor. I studied at the Tisch School of the Arts at NYU, and Theater 40 is my theatrical home.
And which character did you play tonight?
Lily Langtree. Lily is a very, very big personality. She was a very, very famous actress for her time. She actually did have a relationship with the future King Edward VII, and she's fascinating. She had an amazing relationship with Oscar Wilde, who I believe, from everything I've read, was actually in love with her, even though he had other relationships as well. So I'm just sort of stepping into that sort of life, and that sort of bigness of her character was really fun for me.
If my viewers decide to come by and see this piece, what should they expect to see?
A lot of twists and turns, a lot of surprises, a lot of unexpected things. It is just a super fun show. It's delightful and yeah, just full of twists and turns. So if you want to have a good time, if you just want to come out and enjoy yourself at the theater, it's a wonderful show.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the theater references in this piece because, in a sense, sometimes they broke into prose of quotes from Oscar Wilde, or sometimes you break into a theater scene with Sherlock Holmes, and it would just fit together so beautifully.
Yeah, I really loved that aspect of it. If you are a fan at all of Oscar Wilde, he is just a magnificent character in this show. And if you're a fan of the importance of being earnest, then you will catch every joke that comes your way.
Yeah, once again, I really enjoyed myself tonight. Thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you so much for coming.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine, and I'm here with...
Hey, Dave Bizzarda. I'm an actor from New York, and I've been doing theater for 20 years and film, and just glad to be here at Theater 40.
Great, and which character did you play?
Moriarty, Professor Moriarty. Well, I find him very sympathetic, although I don't think most people would agree with that, but he's evil, he thinks, he has power, and kind of takes the power. He's very grounded, but, he will, hurt anyone.
Why'd you like his reaction with other people? Because in a sense, you gotta feel sorry for him because he's surrounded by people who can't really help him, but want to help him, and it's like, but he's got to do all these things. You know what I mean? He's kind of like a very difficult life.
I'm surprised someone else felt that way besides myself. Most people don't have much sympathy for him. I mean, in the play, Sherlock even says he's evil incarnate and like a spider, and it just kind of helps me find him and get there, and all of the words that are from the Sherlock Holmes plays and history are here, and this is the first time we've met, so that's kind of interesting too.
And if my viewers decide to come out and see this piece, what should they expect to see?
Oh, I expect to see a great murder mystery kind of thing without murder, but it's also funny, and it's kind of it can almost be raucous, and the cast is amazing, and we do our best to give you entertaining mystery.
This particular Sherlock Holmes piece I thought was very theatrical. That's something different I haven't seen in other Sherlock Holmes pieces.
Oh yeah, this is very theatrical. I mean, you have red herrings, you have evil, and you have love, and you have secrets, and you have double crossings, and it's all through the play. So it is really exciting if you're paying attention and following along with characters and getting kind of what's going on and into the unfolding of everything.
Well, I really enjoyed the piece, and I enjoyed your acting in it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for being on the show.
Absolutely. Thank you for coming.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine, and I'm here with...
Allison Blanchard. Hi. I'm Irma Torrey in Sherlock Holmes in the Case of the Jersey Lily at Theater 40. We're just opened, and we run through December 17th. And I've done several plays here that you may have seen me in before.
What's your take on Irma?
Irma. Well, she tries her best, but she's just not as smart as she thinks she is.
Well, I always like characters who are villains themselves, because you can really delve into into the darker sides, and I thought you played that quite well.
Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, the villains are always more fun to me. You can really get into enjoying being evil. It's very fun.
If my viewers decide to come out and see this piece, what should they expect to see?
Oh, well, there's mystery, there's excitement, there's intrigue, there's comedy. It's a little bit of everything for people in this show.
I was actually surprised how theatrical it was, though. There was a lot of theater references and a lot of theater scenes.
Oh, yes, definitely. Yeah, people who really love theater will love this play because there's a lot of inside theater jokes.
Especially your character, because she was like a say she was like a bad theater actor.
She is a great theater actress. I insist that you admit her greatness.
Once again, I enjoyed the piece. I loved your partner. Thank you very much for being on the show.
Oh, thanks very much for having me. Good luck.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine, and I'm here with...
Hi, I'm Scott Thatcher, Ashton. Nice to meet you. I'm originally from New Jersey. I moved to LA in 1997, initially to work as an actor, which I've continued to do over the years, although I also have a master's in English and teach high school English, so that's my brief background.
And which character did you play?
I play Oscar Wilde.
What's your take on Oscar Wilde?
Well, he's brilliant and very urbane, very droll. And flamboyant, so a really fun character to play. I mean, as someone who has a master's in literature, I love his love of words, and I love the words he's created. In this play, I think what I most love about him, other than the fact that he has so many good lines, is that he has this really charming relationship with Lily and with Sherlock Holmes. I mean, I think the conceit is a little odd to have him in the middle of a Sherlock Holmes world, but I think it really makes the place unique and sort of crosses genres a bit in a way that works. So I sort of like fulfilling that function.
Yeah, I see this as more of a cross between a Sherlock Holmes piece and also an Oscar Wilde piece, because there was a lot of references to his quotes. It was very witty, and also it was very English, the way they pronounced everything.
Yeah, we had a really wonderful dialect coach who came and worked with us one Sunday afternoon, and she was very specific in giving us, and obviously for the actors who play Smythe and who play Kitty, Mrs. Torrey, they were working with more of a Cockney, and for the rest of us, it was more of a standard British, but we were trying to be all very consistent with that. And in terms of the wit, I'm glad you experienced it that way, because I think it's a well-written play, and I think that the author clearly loves Oscar Wilde and did, as you say, put all those quotes in there. And in that there is that one scene, not to give any plot points away, where Sherlock Holmes even comes up with a couple lines that I think it's implied that maybe Oscar Wilde got from him when he sort of was in character and saying them. And that sort of charmed me, that, other than the one running joke throughout the play with Oscar struggling with titles as his Achilles heel and Holmes helping him, and that being the sort of connection that they initially met through when Oscar wrote him a letter. So it's a nice conceit. I like it.
I was surprised how theatrical this piece was, because again, even the Sherlock Holmes character, he played a character which is very theatrical, and they even broke into a scene from a play. Yeah, and again, that was very charming.
I'm glad you liked it. I mean, I think the couple motifs that really jumped out at me when I read it are the one about the distinction between seeing but not observing, and the other one is, obviously Lily was the British equivalent, I guess, of Meryl Streep, and at the turn of the century, around 1900, and she was this accomplished theater actor, and clearly Watson has seen all of her work, and he's very taken with her. Holmes has that line where he says he's not an aficionado of the theater, but by the end of the play, I think he's pretty taken with her. And he appreciates Oscar Wilde's wit, and he appreciates Oscar Wilde's logic, and Holmes does say that a good play needs to have a logical construction to it. I mean, I think that theater, Lily was at the theater, which sets up the whole thing in motion when there was the theft. And then, as you said, there's this role playing within, even Mrs. Torrey has that line where she says, "I'm not a thief, I'm an actress," it's like there's jokes, so I'm glad you sort of enjoyed that motif of acting within the play. It's fun.
Yeah. Well, I really enjoyed myself. I really enjoyed your performance, and also thank you very much for being on the show.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine. I'm here with
Sean Savage. Played John Smythe tonight in the role. I just finished up Vino Veritas that you had seen, I think, last month or so. Done a few shows here at Theater 40, and it's always a fun crowd.
And basically, which character you play again?
John Smythe. He's one of Moriarty's henchmen. I like to think of him as a kind of a reluctant henchman in a way. I think he's one of those guys that he does what he needs to do, and he uses his build as kind of an intimidation, but I don't necessarily think he enjoys it sometimes. I think he kind of gets bullied and pushed around by Moriarty and kind of gets into the corner, and then, he doesn't, well, this is what I'm good at, so I'll just keep doing it,
Yeah. Kind of a bit of a knucklehead, I'd say, right?
I would agree. I think deep down he has a heart, but I think his past, in the backstory that I have for him, he's been through so much, and that's why it's almost awkward for him to be around women. He doesn't really know how to react around them. He kind of gets bullied around by Kitty, and even with Lily in his scene with him, it's almost like he doesn't know what to do. And he is a knucklehead, but he has heart too, and I think he deep down he wants to do the right thing, but I don't know if he almost knows how to do it.
I'm surprised how theatrical of a piece this Sherlock Holmes is. A lot of references to the theater, a lot of guest actors. It was actually quite well done.
It's great. It's Sherlock Holmes. It's one of those pieces where it's not necessarily a deep thinking piece. It's without question an entertaining piece. And if you want to go to the theater and enjoy yourself and sit back and watch something really fun, then this is the show for you.
Well, some people might say that Oscar Wilde isn't really a theatrical piece because no killings, no murders, no drama. Even though the man was homosexual, not really revolutionary in sexuality. But again, his piece is very witty, very entertaining. The words, and I feel that's very similar with this piece also.
Yeah, I agree definitely. It's the writing in it is very clever, and Katie's done a terrific job of that to bring a lot of his quotes in from his plays, and this is I think that's fun because you don't see a character like Oscar Wilde coming into this, and so when it's first introduced, you're like, what the hell is he doing here? So, but it's great.
Yeah, once again, I really enjoyed myself. Thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you so much.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine, and I'm here with
Hi, John Combs, actor. I'm originally from the East Coast. I've lived in New York as an actor for a long time, and I've been out here for about 18, 19 years, and I've worked with Theater 40 as a member for probably 15 years or so, as well as other theater companies in Los Angeles. I played Dr. Watson. I'm probably the older version of Dr. Watson, but I think he's the second-hand man. He's the loving and supportive friend of Sherlock Holmes, and he will do anything to support Sherlock.
If my viewers decide to come by and see this piece, what should they expect to see?
I think you'll have a lot of fun. I think you'll get a lot of laughs. There's a lot of humor woven into the script, and I think you'll get some pathos and some really sweet moments between the characters.
Well, I really enjoyed myself tonight, and I enjoyed your performance also. Thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you very much.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine, and I'm here with
Aníbal Silveira. Thank you for being here, and this is exciting because this is my first time here for Theater 40, so after joining the company I had this, I should say, amazing situation to being part of this cast with all these talented people here tonight.
And which character did you play?
I play Abdul Karim, the attendant of the Queen Victoria, who is in search of something very important to return, which is the jewel that has been kind of missing here in the story. So it's very interesting for me to put myself in the skin of somebody who is such, an icon figure. So it's very funny. And as I'm saying, since this is my first show with the theater 40, it's a blast to be part of this, even though I know it's a cameo, which is a very small role, but it's very, I should say, I don't know, it's funny, it's exciting, it's for me very pleasant to be part of this company, believe me. Yeah. So I really thank you again, your always support to the theater and to the arts and to the actors. Thank you so much for that.
Well, I really enjoyed your part. Thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you guys. Thank you so much. See you next time. time.
Sherlock Holmes and the Case of the Jersey Lily will be playing at Theater 40 from November 16th to December 17th. For more information, go to www.theater40.org. This is Ashton Marcus, and I'm on location at Atwater Village Theater for their presentation of Delirious.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine, and I'm here with
88.9, Jason Page.
Great, and can I get either a brief bio of you or some kind of introduction?
Yes, I'm Jason Page. I am one of the most famous people that you've never heard of. Voice of the Pokemon theme song. I've sung backgrounds with Michael Jackson, Meat Loaf, a whole bunch of other artists, backgrounds for Foreigner, Scorpions, a lot of old classic rock bands. I'm also the voice of When You Get Nausea, Heartburn, Indigestion. You know, they're famous jingles that you didn't know exist. For me.
And which character did you play tonight?
I was Dennis / Edmund, son of Gloucester / Gloucester. He is the false flag of the experience. All of the politics that exist in the world today existed back then. Families being torn apart, lying, cheating, stealing, power corrupting, absolutely. And he is one of the ones that was corrupted, absolutely. Satanism, I mean, come on, it's all there.
Actually, if my viewers decide to come out and see this piece, what should they expect to see?
A madcap version of King Lear that is a play within a play within a play, a musical within a musical within a musical, that addresses common themes that exist today that were also present back in the day. Shakespeare writing some of the Bible for King James, and King James writing King Lear for Shakespeare, which may be partially historically accurate.
I thought the first one of the piece was hilarious. I thought it was very funny. I also thought it was very musical. I mean, I was humming the tunes, so I thought it was very pleasant musical.
Yes. Ron's use of language and music is absolutely incredible. Everything's catchy. They're earworms. They don't go away. You have to go home and deprogram yourself, or you'll be thinking about these songs for the next week, which is a good thing for us.
Also, really challenging material. I mean, you're covering the Bible and you're covering Shakespeare. Plus, I didn't think it was offensive to anyone. It's very pleasant. It's very poignant also.
Exactly. There's a lot of politics that come with this very lighthearted madcap comedy, and you can address themes that are very important, like homelessness and the state and power structures being corrupt, without beating people on the head. You're just entertaining them, and because the classics that Shakespeare have written have all the same themes that are recurring today.
I loved your performance too, because even though again this was a semi-Shakespearean play, you have a very classical form of humor to you. A lot of clowning, a lot of commedia dell'arte.
Yes, this is Ron West's brilliant direction and his long-time understanding of comedy through Second City. He knows how to put us all in the same world and extract all of the meaning while keeping it funny. And keeping the pace up is really very important.
Once again, I really loved the performance. Thought it was very funny. I actually really enjoyed the singing and the dancing also. Thank you very much for being on the show.
Oh, thank you. Good to have you here.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine, and I'm here with
Robin Roth. Lived in LA all my life. I do a lot of improv and musical theater, and I perform at California Adventure and the Frozen Show.
Great. And which character did you play tonight?
Goneril, the eldest evil daughter of King Lear. She is so much fun to play because I am so angelic in my real life. No, I'm just kidding. She is evil and conniving and playing everyone against each other, and so it's like a big game of chess, and it's really fun. I very much enjoy it.
If my viewers decide to come by and see this piece, what should they expect to see?
It's a super fast-paced, fun musical comedy that is kind of a play in a play in a play, and it's like Mel Brooks meets Spamalot, and it's super fun, and I think everyone will love it. You don't need to know Shakespeare to enjoy it, and it's a really fun time and a great night out.
Yeah, I enjoyed myself. I really liked it. When I heard the topic, it would be about the Bible and about Shakespeare. I thought it would be like 14 hours long.
No, but it went by quickly, didn't it? Yeah, it's super fast paced and lots of fun, and the songs are really fun, and it's a big musical extravaganza.
Yeah, I also like the way you played your character. I always love anti-heroes, especially in Shakespeare. I love the way he handles anti-heroes because, you know, the royalty, you know, the manipulative, the planning and all that. And also his women were actually very strong. They weren't, you know, they actually had a purpose.
That's true. They kind of ran things from behind the scenes, and the guys had no idea about it. And I think Ron West did a really good job of playing that up and making the guys seem really stupid and making the women seem like they're in control. But then at the end, in true Shakespeare fashion, they do submit to their masters. Or, you know, Regan becomes a nun. Goneril, like Taming of the Shrew, becomes submissive to her husband, and so it does have that aspect to it. But it's a comment on society, and I think it's great.
Once again, I really enjoyed myself tonight. I loved your performance. I loved everyone else also. Thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you so much.
Delirious will be playing at Atwater Village Theater from November 3rd to December 16th. For more information, go to www.openfist.org.